What a guy.
He's a person that you always want on your team.
He is the definition of Mr. Forest.
He's the one who's going to drive us, he's the one who's going to push us.
Name a player in the squad who you'd like go to war with, I would pick Ryan Yates 100%.
Put the seat in, yeah.
I think he encapsulates the city, the spirit, the club. You know, run through brick walls for the club.
I love Ryan Yates, love him.
Big fans.
He'd be the first name on the team sheet every single week if I was the manager.
Oh, he's one of our own. He always puts a shift in, puts his body on the line. He walks off bruised and battered. Much of respect for Yatesy, brilliant player.
He can turn any negative, bad situation positive somehow. That's just Yatesy. He's just the type of player you want to play with and have with you. No matter how rough the game's getting, you know what he's going to give you. And when you need that player to win you a foul, you know Yatesy's going to win you a foul.
He works relentlessly. People would put that down to Yatesy because they see him on a match day, but he's, if not the hardest working player, he's in the gym, he's outside doing extras, he knows what it means to play with his football club, and to have someone like that for a role model for the academy to look up to, I think he should be the pin-up in every single person's locker. This is what you should be like, and now playing in the Premier League for his boyhood club is something that us players sometimes envy, because you just think what an amazing thing he's experiencing right now, but almost a happiness as well, because you're just there going, go on Yatesy, because you can just tell how much it means to him, and like to be stood shoulders to shoulder with him on a match day gives us players a super strength.
He's a person that you always want on your team. From minute one, he's aggressive. You know exactly what you're going to get from Yatesy. He's just a perfect teammate to have right beside you if you're going into a fight.
What's it like off the pitch, sort of around the dressing room, maybe when you go for a coffee?
He is the complete opposite to what he is on the pitch. So chilled, humble.
Leader, funny guy. He's someone that you could speak to whenever, really. He's always willing to help as well. He's an amazing person to have in the team. When I first came, he's the first person that told me about Nottingham, told me about the city grounds.
Yatesy's a bit of a wind-up sometimes. You know, he doesn't know it, but he's a bit of a wind-up, but I think that's why everyone loves him, you know. He's a hard worker, wears his heart on his sleeve.
No, he's amazing. He's a good guy. Obviously, I always say to him that every time he comes in, like, you always bring good energy, good positivity into the group, and it's a good thing to have. And I think for him, his leadership skills are very good as well. Yeah, when we go on the pitch, he's the one who's going to drive us, he's the one who's going to push us. Someone like that who always picks you up and always makes sure that you're ready to go again.
Yatesy's got a great balance of work and funniness, you know, like preparation-wise, probably one of the best I've seen so far of how strict he is with his preparation and his recovery after games and stuff like that. I even take some bits and pieces off him. If you were to ask me, name a player in the squad who you'd like go to war with, I would pick Ryan Yates 100%.
Ryan Yates is passionate. I think that's the only way to describe him.
A grafter.
I would go with warrior. It's a good word for Yatesy.
Determined. A leader. No.
Relentless, and he'd enjoy that. He'd enjoy that.
On the pitch, dog. Off the pitch, humble.
Yeah, he's been a player that deserves all the recognition, and I'm hoping he scores in the Premier League because I want to jump in the Trent with him.
Oh, it's top. It's top. Holding back the tears. Honestly, I don't know what to say. Just makes me emotional, to be fair. Hear that from your teammates, it's like, for me, that's what it's all about. So, thank you, boys. Love you. Don't know what to say now. A bit lost for words now.
Some wholesome comments from your teammates and some supporters. How did it feel hearing what you've just watched?
As I just said there, I'm just a little bit lost for words. Obviously, what an honour to make the 200th appearance for the club. I cannot believe how quickly it's gone. It's like unbelievable. Just to hear them words from a few supporters and the teammates, like really nice words. Yeah, a little bit speechless, to be honest, because it means so much coming from them. Just, working day in, day out with them, and what a group we've got. And like I say, always on to the next. Let's fight with everything we've got until the end of the season. But just amazing to hear them words and how much it means, to play with them lads. It's an honour, but let's get the job done.
You've obviously been at Forest since joining the academy when you were little. Did a 9-year-old Ryan Yates think he'd be sat here today on the verge of making his 200th appearance for the club?
I wouldn't even dreamed of that sort of stuff. I just wanted to be honest, I just was loving my football and continue to do so, probably more and more. Everyone knows how much I love the club, and every time I pull on the shirt how much it means. I think just trying to improve myself every single day and just taking it each day as it comes, and suddenly I'm 26 and in my head I'm only 21, sort of breaking into the first team. Honestly, it's crazy. But I think there's so much more to come from myself and the club, so exciting times ahead, hopefully.
Do you still get the same sort of nerves when you walk out onto that City Ground pitch? Does it feel the same from, say, your debut to now?
No, when I first broke in the team, I was like a nervous wreck. Yeah, honestly, looking back, it was crazy. So no, definitely not. I think I see it more as a privilege, especially in the Premier League. The games are just absolutely huge, and I remember making my debut against Brentford and looking back at the pictures and wow, just how nervous I was before the game.
Home debut, big smile on your face. That couldn't have gone a lot better, could it?
Honestly, absolutely buzzing. Just to get the call up. I honestly didn't know I was even going to be on the bench. So to get a full 90 and win the game is unbelievable.
And now I'm actually looking at how I can affect the game and thinking about the result and how to help teammates. And yeah, my mindset's completely different. But you still when they sing before the game, you still get that same buzz. I don't think that'll ever change, even if it's 500 appearances. It really is special at the City Ground.
You've taken the captain's armband for the majority of the season, majority of games. How's that felt?
Yeah, that's a huge honour. But to be honest, I've tried to sort of grow that, through the time here. Just try and become a leader on the pitch and try and be that driving force, that positivity on the pitch to try and lift my teammates to the next level. Because I feel like that sort of helps my game as well. I feel like, obviously, of course, you take that moment where you have the armband on you next to your shirt before the game. It's really nice, but I just want to do the best I can for myself and the club and my teammates.
Has there been anyone inside the club or outside the club that's helped you get through the lows and then been with you through the highs?
I think my family, really. I think outside of the football club, where I do spend a lot of my time, a lot of my hours, I have quite a close circle. And I feel like my parents and my family have just always kept me grounded from day one. Thinking about it, it doesn't seem 5 minutes ago since I was doing the 150 interview. Wow, where that time's gone is crazy. But I think just continuing to just enjoy it every single day. Of course, it's a pressurised environment, but we absolutely love it. I love it. And when I get a bit too big for my boots, my dad'll certainly knock me down a peg or two, and when I'm gutted after a loss or I haven't played so well, I think just having my Sunday roast with my mum just kind of keeps me level all the time. But it is a buzz when we do win, especially in the Premier League, because they've been hard to come by sometimes. So yeah, it's finding that balance, but they definitely keep me grounded.
And a few comments there in that video about how hardworking and determined you are from your teammates. Is that something you strive to be, almost that role model for that?
Absolutely. I think I've sort of, ever since I turned professional at Forest, that's what they drill into in the academy, just be relentless to improve, and I've sort of carried that throughout my whole career. I think I don't know where I'd be if I didn't have that drive and determination to improve every single day. I think for any young person at Forest or any club, I think that has to be the number one trait. It's just being determined to improve every day, and I don't think that'll ever stop for me during my career. I certainly don't want it to, because that's the way your sort of focus is at, and I think it makes a massive difference to what level you're gonna sort of be at.
What are your main highlights from the last 200 appearances?
I think I always look back at my debut against Brentford. That was obviously a big moment. The goal at West Brom, the one I missed from 3 yards out, went in at half time. The kit man told me it wasn't my goal. I was like, oh wow, that's going to get played over and over again. And then scoring towards the end of the game. So that was a big moment that night away at the Hawthorns. Obviously getting promoted, as we spoke about a million times. The day we beat Arsenal. I quite liked the FA Cup game when we beat Leicester. That was class. And Arsenal, of course. That run, that was class. There's been so many special nights, especially at the City Ground. Yeah, but they're just a few, I think.
What advice would you give some of our young lads at the academy coming through the ranks now, or even what would you say to a younger version of yourself?
I'd say to a younger version of myself, just chill out a little bit more. But then saying that, that's, you know, I think I'm like quite obsessed with football and the really small details. I think that's maybe a big part of why I am where I am today. But I think just enjoying the journey and never getting too high, never getting too low.
If you could almost sum up your time here at Forest in a couple of sentences, what would it be?
This would probably go for most footballing careers, but it's just like a roller coaster. I think you've just got to enjoy it, the highs and the lows, and just, you know, if you're a professional footballer, it's the best job in the world, but it's not smooth sailing, and I feel like the higher you go, the more pressure and everything there is with it, but then wins are so special and it's all worth it in the end. Yeah, incredible. Wouldn't change it for the world.
Congratulations, Ryan.
Nice one. Cheers.